Welcome back to Fluent Talks. I'm John, and today we're diving into a topic that many English learners struggle with: the fear of speaking English. It's something we hear about a lot, right, Margot?
Absolutely, John. Hi everyone. Fear of speaking English is one of the most common challenges. Whether it's the fear of making mistakes, not being understood, or even just the fear of sounding different, it affects so many learners around the world.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, it's not just beginners who feel this way. Even people who are pretty good at English sometimes hesitate to speak. But here's the good news: it's completely normal, and we're going to talk about ways to overcome that.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, it's not just beginners who feel this way. Even people who are pretty good at English sometimes hesitate to speak. But here's the good news: it's completely normal, and we're going to talk about ways to overcome that.
That's a great place to start. From what I've seen, the most common reason is the fear of making mistakes. Nobody wants to say the wrong word or use incorrect grammar, right? It's that feeling of, what if I embarrass myself?
Oh, definitely. I hear that all the time. People are afraid they'll sound silly or that others will laugh at them. But here's the thing: making mistakes is part of the learning process. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a language, even native speak.
Exactly. No one is perfect. The key is to embrace those mistakes. Think of them as stepping stones to getting better. Each time you make a mistake, you learn something new. It's a positive thing.
Right. And another big reason is the fear of being judged. People worry that others will think they are not smart or fluent enough. But the truth is, most people aren't judging you. In fact, they are usually impressed that you are trying to speak another.
That's so true, Sarah. Most people are understanding, especially if they know you're still learning. And let's be honest, we all know how hard it is to learn a new language. When someone speaks English as a second language, I respect that.
Same here. Now, let's get into some practical tips for our listeners who want to overcome their fear. One of the best ways to build confidence is to start small. If speaking to a group feels too scary, start by talking to just one person.
Absolutely. Find someone you trust, maybe a friend or a family member, and practice with them. The more you practice in a safe environment, the more comfortable you'll feel over time.
Another great tip is to prepare ahead of time. If you know you're going to have a conversation in English, whether it's at work, school, or even while traveling, think about what you want to say in advance. It helps to have some key phrases or vocabulary.
Yes, preparation can make a huge difference. But at the same time, don't overthink it. You don't have to memorize a script. Just be familiar with the topic so you can speak more naturally.
Exactly. And here's another fun tip: record yourself speaking. I know it can feel a little weird at first, but it's an amazing way to hear your progress. When you listen back, you'll realize that you sound much better than you think.
That's a great idea. Plus, it helps you pick up on areas where you can improve. Maybe you notice that you speak too quickly or you need to work on your pronunciation. But again, it's all about progress, not perfection.
Yes. And speaking of pronunciation, a lot of people are afraid of sounding wrong because of their accent. But here's the thing: having an accent is okay. Your accent is a part of who you are. The goal is to communicate clearly, not to sound like a.
I love that point, Sarah. An accent means you speak more than one language. That's something to be proud of. The important thing is that people understand what you're saying. And most of the time they will.
Absolutely. So, let's do a quick recap for our listeners. First, remember that mistakes are a good thing. They help you learn and improve.
Second, people aren't judging you as much as you think. In fact, they respect that you're making an effort to speak in another language.
Third, start small by practicing with someone you trust and prepare for conversations ahead of time to build your confidence.
And don't forget to record yourself. It's a great way to track your progress and improve over time.
And most importantly, embrace your accent. It's a sign that you're bilingual or multilingual, and that's an incredible skill.
Well, That's it for today's episode of Star English Radio. We hope these tips help you feel more confident when speaking English. Remember, the more you practice, the easier it gets. Well, that's it for today's Fluent Talks English Radio. We hope these tips help you feel more confident when speaking English. Remember, the more you practice, the easier it gets.
That's right. So, don't let fear stop you from speaking. Keep practicing, and soon, you'll feel more comfortable and confident.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Be sure to subscribe for more episodes like this, and we'll see you